Hiya, I'm cycling in East Galway and I'm here because a local man featured on a British TV programme because his house was so spectacularly untidy, and his son got in touch with me on the Facebook page and said he's now taking guests, and so I rang him and said, can I come along and see you? And he said you can, and the front gate is open. There's nobody around. Hello? And the front door is open. Hello? Hello. Finally, I come across the owner, Michael Keaney.
Michael, nice to see you. Good. No, I'm grand, thanks.
Double drawing room, two drawing rooms, and there's a partition that goes across there.
He lives here mostly on his own. I'll explain the mostly later.
Every horizontal surface is covered. You couldn't put anything down anywhere.
You look around Michael's house and it's a real mess. But everything, and I mean everything, has a story attached to it.
Wonderful boatman. That's when he was giving it to me. Mm. This came from Bahrain, and there's this fantastic spout in the shape of the new moon. It's functional and it's artistic.
That's great. You're no Nini, you're lovely.
Sorry?
Even the daisies don't sit on the table without a comment.
A lady told me this recently. She was about 80, and she said it's a day's eye. They're closing at night time. That's a colour.
I'd say the grandchildren love coming here, do they?
Oh, they do, yeah, they do.
Michael is aged 82 and is a former county council engineer.
How many children have you?
5 in our family, 5, and 20 grandchildren.
Are these the grandchildren's toys, I suppose?
Oh, yeah, they're crazy about these things.
What are they called?
Yeah.
Not
Washing them and putting them in the bed. And
LOL dolls, I think, are they?
Yeah. And the little fairy doors. And
yeah. Do you know what I love about this room? Is the proportions.
Oh, the proportions, yeah.
And the light and everything is lovely.
They're kind of classical proportions.
Are they really?
They are, yeah. The length by the breadth by the height had to be so that it felt good to be inside it. You got plenty of light. A big room. The windows had to be high because the light had to go, say, 45 degrees. Yeah, like in the schoolhouses that have big high windows, because the children in the desks away from the windows, they had to get light as well. Yeah.
Is it a cold house in the winter time?
Oh, it's cold, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
It is.
Mainly because the windows are badly fitting and there's wind blowing under them and
I see.
Snow and sleet and
and how are you getting colds all the time? And
no, never. No. When I bought this place, 1974, it was only 6,800, 9 acres as well with it.
Okay.
But the acres I had would be no good for farming. the front and back avenue and walled garden.
Okay.
But they were of great interest to me.
Why?
Well, because there'd be structures on them.
Although Michael is on his own here, he's not alone much. He has artists to stay, and they leave behind their work. Go on, push down, don't.
A sculptor here one time, and his name was Oliver Tennyson from Dundalk, and this is supposed to be a bird. And they belong to a lady staying out in the cottage, and she's from Hungary. And she made all these pieces of pottery and glazed them. And I think it's a wonderful collection.
Is there a bit of water coming through the roof?
Sorry?
Is there a bit of water coming through the roof? I can hear it getting down onto...
Oh, there was for years. Yeah. I still a few leaks here and there, you know, but they're thankfully reducing every year. Ghosts inside here.
This room is for Airbnb guests and is here courtesy of a British TV show.
I've brought my antibacterial wipes. Do you use these?
No, I don't. I don't kill anything that's not going to kill me. There's about 5 million bacteria on every finger.
The programme brought a couple of obsessive cleaners to Castle Ellen to help Michael tidy up the place.
3 decades meant his family have never been able to stay over. At long last, it's tranquil and welcoming.
There's a piece of artwork on the wall. There's some lady about 20 years ago, and she was here for a few months, and she did this artwork. And when Channel 4 were doing up this room, they're trying to rise me, and they said, "We'll take away this thought, we'll paint over this." I said, "No way, no fucking way," like, you know. And he said, "What's it good? It's no bloody good." I said, "No." So they put a rule there and there, and that's left. And the same happened over here then. There was another there's another patch on the wall. Bit of artwork on the wall.
Oh.
You see? And they said, "Well, you said, we're going to paint over this." So I said, no way. So
And these ladies who all stayed in the house, are they all your partners?
no. There could have been tenants now here. Tenants.
Michael has his own form of welcome for guests.
There's all sorts of people coming here. Japanese and...
Oh, do you put out a flag for everybody if they're coming?
No, if it's appropriate, if there's somebody here and I have the flag, I'll put it up for them.
You have the Canadian flag.
If I have food, I give it to them.
Right.
You're not obliged, like, you know.
Yeah.
But what I prefer to do with them is they come in, sit down around 7 o'clock, and I'll open a bottle of wine and 3 glasses, and, you know, I'd be relaxed, they'd be relaxed, and we'd talk and sensibly sometimes, and more times bullshit. And
Yeah, still. Oh, that's great. I love this passageway here.
Sorry?
I love this passageway here.
But all of that woodwork there was down the basement. There was no floor here at all.
Okay. Do you mind if I go through?
Oh, not at all, not at all. All of that roof floor has been upgraded.
Has it?
Timber splicing on the inside.
Oh, okay.
The old
Yeah.
rafters and the new rafters.
Oh, yeah.
The whole place was re-slated and using old slates.
Okay.
You know, there's a barrel catching the water coming down. You'd have to empty it out every 2 or 3 weeks. You know, and to be able to look at the floor being dry, it's a great reward.
So when I look at that room, I see it. It looks like a mess. But when you look at that room, you see it that it's dry and it's you can do anything with it. Now.
That's a new floor.
Can I ask what will happen when you're gone?
I've no idea.
What do you want to see happen when you're gone?
I'd like to keep the work on.
Would you?
Yeah.
You'd like to see it restored?
44 years at it now again.
Yeah.
Another 20 or 30 years.
Do you play the lotto at all?
No.
If somebody came along and offered you a load of money for it,
Yeah.
would you take it?
I wouldn't. No.
Why not?
No, it's like somebody says to you, if you lose your arm, you get 100,000 compensation. I'd prefer to keep the arm.
Yeah. Would you?
Yeah, it's
Even if there was a chance of seeing it done up?
well, it becomes part of yourself, like, you know, part of yourself. It's like a woman having 15 children and she couldn't afford to feed them. So, which of them are you going to part with?
What do people say to you when they come in? Is there anything they remark on when they come in?
People say what's often politics to say.
What do you say? Which is what?
When they go outside, they say something different.
Would they?
They say, geez, I don't know what the hell is he doing all this fucking stuff.
Do they think you're eccentric?
Eh?
Do they think
Well,
you're?
they do, of course, yeah.
They think you're cracked.
But they won't say so.
Well, they're not.
Oh, they think-
And do you think you're eccentric?
Huh?
Do you think you're
I
eccentric?
hope I am.
Why?
May the Lord protect us against normality.
Mícheál Keaney or Michael Keaney and his home, Castle Ellen near Athenry, County Galway.